Hey everyone, my name's Arcturus. Welcome to Satisfactory Plus. If you are looking for a new, fresh, but challenging and complex overhaul mod for Satisfactory, this is it. Let's watch that sweet intro, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's go.
Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized. Planetfall complete. Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
I'm trying not to laugh, but imagine being a new player and landing with Mr. Bean right in front of you. Oh man. I smile every single time I land on the planet. I don't know about y'all.
Welcome to Planet I Am Node.
We're going to skip Ada here because I'm sure you
First
guys
objective.
have
First node.
heard this many times before. And we're going to head over to where we'll be doing our little starter base. So let me go ahead and open the stuff here so we can get through some of the tutorial.
Second
And I got to
node.
get my bearings. I'm heading in the right area. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Satisfactory Plus. This is a near complete overhaul mod that's in alpha for Satisfactory, and it is an absolute doozy. This mod heavily complicates the game, makes it much more complex, and has a heavy focus on smelting and ratios and efficiency and so on. There is a lot to this mod. Keep in mind, just for full disclosure here, I am a Patreon supporter. The modders are, it's a team known as K-Mods. The main dev over there, his name is Kiriam. And boy, they do some incredible work. The mod is amazing. And the custom buildings are fantastic. It's phenomenal. So again, if you're looking for a new, fresh, challenging, satisfactory experience, guys, this is it. Now, because I'm a Patreon supporter, I am currently on a dev build, but 0.7, which is going to be the next patch, should be released soon. That will include tiers 7 and 8, among many other changes to the base mod as we come up on our new node. But hey, before we look at the node, we got to take care of some orange juice flies.
Third objective.
Let's take care of them
Please
real quick.
familiarize yourself with the resource scanner to find iron. Note: the acquisition of iron is
Come on.
considered essential in preparation for all future
Come here.
objectives.
There we go. I know, Ada. Thank you very much. This is our new node here, stereotype. Stereotype replaces iron, and it's going to be one of the types of ores that we will be dealing with quite a bit, as you'll see. So you'll see it down there in the bottom left corner, stereotype. Very, very nice. We're going to go ahead and set up our hub over here, but it is likely that we will change the location at some point, especially once we get into our actual main base.
Congratulations.
Again, I'm going to skip through Ada. I'm sure you guys have heard all that already. Keep in mind that the mod is in alpha, so there are some bugs and kind of weird things that happen every now and then, but hey, that happens, right? So we're going to go ahead and crush the stereotype, as you can see. So we take the raw ore and we crush it down into crushed stereotype. There is a lot of early game crafting in this mod, so as you can see, the crafting time is sped up significantly. So we're going to go ahead and get our first hub upgrade here. All it costs are some iron rods, and we'll get a handful of things here, including iron wire, which is our first newest product here. So we'll go ahead and craft some of these rods, turn right around, put them on in, and upgrade the hub. Very nice. So once again, that gave us the ability to make iron wire. Now we'll do hub upgrade 2, and oh boy, we got ourselves a new node here, Saphirite. So I will show that to you in just a second. Thank you, Ada. I appreciate that. But first, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set up an equipment bench, or what is it called? The equipment crafting station thing. So we can produce a couple of the miners. Those are really going to help early on. In terms of my own experience with the mod, I've played this a couple of times, but I haven't really gotten very far. I've unlocked tiers 5 and 6, but I didn't really dive in too much, so there's a lot about this game I still don't know about, and we'll be discovering it together as I play through. But let me go ahead and get some iron rods here so we can get that equipment workbench down. Equipment workshop, that's what it is. Okay, close enough, right? So we'll go ahead and just put it like we'll put it like this over here. That's fine. And perfect, we got 2. So this is not a bug. These are slug eggs. So you can go and you pick up a slug in the world. It's an egg, and you have to hatch it to put it into a slug. It's an entirely new production line in the mod. It is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. I haven't gotten very far in it, but you have to take care of them in order for them to hatch into slugs. So again, I haven't gotten very far in that, but yeah, that's pretty crazy, needless to say. So we're going to let our little drones here work on some of this ore. Very nice. We are going to need quite a few of those starting out here. So all we got to do is crush it, and then once we crush it, we can get it into the ingots. And yes, there is an automated way to do the crushing, don't you worry. Right now, unfortunately, our iron ingot recipe is sloppy iron ingots because the ratio is quite bad, 3 to 2. But don't worry, we will increase that later on. To get iron wire, it's just a 2 to 3 ratio, rods to wire. Just go ahead and craft some of that up. Go ahead and get some of these iron rods as well, and we will turn around and get our next hub upgrade. I think it's about time we went and searched for that Saphirite. And now we have hub upgrade 3 to get. We got ourselves some concrete, some screws, some crushed stone, and rips, of course. So, but we need some copper. Let's go and find the copper. Now, I have quite a bit of experience with the Rocky Desert. It's my personal favorite biome. It's got everything you need, but most importantly, it has everything we need to succeed in Satisfactory Plus. Now, as I've been alluding to this whole time, this mod is enormous. The scale is huge. You will be building massive factories. As an example, with just the starter base alone, you're talking at least 3 to 4 times the size of a normal vanilla starter base. And yes, you just heard that right. It is incredible. Let me take care of these orange juice bugs first, though. There we go. Very nice. Where's the other one? Come here. Nice. And we've got sapphirite. So as you can see, sapphirite over here. I guess we could have probably gotten a couple of miners, huh? Yeah, let me do that. Go ahead and pick up some of the stereotype. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And can we craft some miners? No, not quite yet. We need a few more of these parts over here. The increased crafting speed is really nice. I'm really, really super grateful for that. That makes all this a lot easier and a lot faster. But I had already made a series. As you noticed from the thumbnail, it said reboot on there. I had already started a series, but what I quickly realized is that the Dune Desert, which is where I was, is not the best starting location for Satisfactory Plus. Guys, you need a lot of room. And I mean a lot of room, and you need a lot of water. There's a lot of water usage in this mod. It still blows my mind. Like, the logistics challenge of this mod is, I mean, it can get really, really complicated, especially if you want to make your factories look really good and you want to have that really nice look to them, and especially if you want them to be efficient. It's going to be it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a lot of fun as well. The thing about the Dune Desert that I quickly began realizing is that although it's a large open area to build in, I mean, the area is huge in terms of openness, the problem is that there are nodes everywhere. So the nodes are spread out all over the desert. And as you will see in a little bit, the miner in this game is custom made, and it is very, very, very large. So we do need a lot more space, but that's why we're in the rocky desert. So let me get some of this crushed sapphirite going, and we'll go ahead and get that next upgrade. We're going to go ahead and start clearing out some of this biomass as well, because we're going to need a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a absolute ludicrous amount of biomass. One thing I forgot to mention is that the day-night cycle is a little bit different in this mod. You'll see that it's nighttime already, and that's because the day and the night are actually equal. It's equal time. So I know that sometimes the darkness can be difficult to see on YouTube. Thus, I will be trying to get the quartz crystals and the lights as quickly as I can to help you with the viewing experience. So thank you for understanding, but that's just kind of a part of the mod. I think there are two main reasons why they did it that way. The first reason is because of the solar power. So I'm not a fan of low effort power like windmills, which have been taken out of this mod. But also it helps to balance solar power. And the other reason is because of the slugs. So the whole slug thing that I mentioned it's very, very different in this mod, and the day and nighttime have to deal with that. There are some extra mods in the game, refined power being one, fix-it farming being another, and I think extra fluids is one as well. So you'll be seeing that quite a bit in this mod. We are going to make an enormous refined power setup. It is going to be epic, so I can't wait to get to that. In terms of our goals, that is actually going to be one of the main goals that we're going to start with, is to get that automated power. It is a big, 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 big deal in this mod. You want that as quickly, as you can get it. Because again, you need a ton of biomass in this mod, and having that automated power setup is going to be great. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to get there, but we will get there eventually. So let's craft a couple of iron rods here. Get some more of that iron wire. Turn on around. And we have the next hub upgrade. Very nice. Now, we get the next ore type, which is rubite. This one we haven't seen quite yet. And we get the crusher. So we're starting to get into some automation here. Let me go ahead and grab some portable miners. Can I craft some? I can. And we will head on over. Oops, I crafted one too many. That crafting speed is incredible. But I think it's over here. We can't scan for it quite yet. But I want to say it's over here somewhere. Let's turn on the light. Yeah, it's over here. Very nice. And I think it's just a normal node. Yeah. So the copper node and the stereotype, or I'm sorry, boy, old habits die hard, right? The stereotype and the sapphirite node that I'm working on are pure nodes, and I heavily, heavily recommend that if you start this mod, make sure that you at least have a copper and an iron pure node to work with. It is going to save you a lot of headache. Trust me on this one. Just start with the pure node if you can, especially for copper. You are going to need it. So let's head on back, and we need to grab, I think we need to grab some more sapphirite. No, we're actually okay. Let's crush all this stuff up, and then I'll get you updated. So as you can see, we have access to screws here. Screws are a big, big part of this mod. You need a ton of them. You need thousands on hand at a time. So you'll be seeing lots and lots and lots of screws in my inventory as we go here. So I think the other thing is concrete. That's right. Concrete comes from crushed stone. Crushed stone is a byproduct that we'll see a lot in the production lines that we'll be getting into. But you can also craft it directly from stereotype ore. So if I do this, you can handcraft it directly into crushed stone, but you can't automate it automatically into crushed stone. You can only do it the manual way here. So we're going to get quite a bit of this, and I think it's a 4-to-1 ratio. Yes, it is. So 4-to-1 ratio, which is not great. Concrete is a little bit hard to come by, but we're going to go ahead and get all these things crafted here, and I will catch you up once we get there. In terms of how I'm going to be publishing these videos, keep in mind that I'm not going to show you every little detail of the playthrough. If that was the case, this series would be 1,000 videos long, so I can't afford to do that. I also just don't have the time for that. But I will be showing you the big fundamental parts of the mod. I will be showing you a lot for sure. Also, I want to try to get to signs and, as I said, lights as soon as possible, because I want to use signs to kind of illustrate to you guys how the mod works. I'm going to illustrate the way the factories are going to work as we get the next upgrade. So now, here is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in this game. Modular miner, and then the modular miner MK1, or the drill module MK1. What this is, the modular miner is the actual miner you put on the node, but it is the only one that you put on there, and then you add modules to it that do different things. So it's not just mining the stuff. There are different things that you can do. So we need some tin plates for that.
Congratulations.
Skip through Ada here. So we need some tin plates, which means that we need rubite. So to get iron, you need stereotype. To get copper, you need sapphirite. To get tin, you need rubite. Oh, and don't you worry, it gets way more complicated than that. But we also got our crusher here. So we're going to go ahead and put some things on the to-do list. This will be our first little production line, which I'm very, very excited about. Also, I just want to quickly kind of go through my hot bar here to change a couple of things around. This is typically how I like to do it. Something like that. That looks good to me. So let's craft up a whole bunch of this stuff, and as usual, I'll let you know when I'm done. Now we've got enough to go ahead and do our next upgrade here. So we're going to put these items in, and we now have access to this modular miner and the next hub upgrade. So you can see tin sheets, iron sheets, copper bus bars, and the actual space elevator. We need quite a bit of stuff though. As you can see, we also have another new item, tin wire.
Congratulations.
So we've got tin rods. So they all pretty much work the same way. Iron rods, copper rods, tin rods, and those go into the wire here, and they're all the same ratio, but of course they're used for different products. So, oh, you are in the way. Yeah, you need to skedaddle. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and show you guys the production line that we're going to be using here. This is going to be our first Satisfactory production line officially. You start with the crusher. So here's the crusher, and looks like daylight is coming, so this is perfect timing so that I can show you guys these in their proper setting. Look at this. This is the crusher, and we're going to go ahead and set it to crush steatite. So you put in 60 steatite ore, and you get out 60 crushed steatite, but you get out 30 crushed stone, and that's that byproduct that I was telling you about. So we're going to go ahead and put it right next door, so to speak. And let's make it even here. Yeah, like that. And then the output on these crushers, the crushed stone comes out on the left one here. So we'll go ahead and plug that in there. And then out here will be that crushed steatite. So we'll go ahead and put a smelter down, and it'll go right in. But now we need power. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. The power situation is pretty rough. You need a lot of biomass because you need a lot of buildings. So we're going to go ahead and set up a big power array here. Go ahead and plug these things in like so. We can set our crushed stone here to concrete, and we can set this to sloppy iron ingots. And once we have the power in, which will be right now, we will have our very first automation. Very nice. Now there are no sound effects for the crusher quite yet, but here comes the crushed steatite right into the smelter. And we're overdoing it right here, but that's because we don't have splitters. We don't have splitters quite yet. So now the crushed stone will go in, and we can start to get some automated concrete. Very nice. My power is going to run out super quick because they're just leaves, but welcome to Satisfactory Plus, everyone. You're going to see a lot of this as we go forward. So now that we've got our first little automation going, I'm going to let that run for a little bit, but I went ahead and manually inserted that steatite in there. I'll probably just keep doing that for now, but guys, it's time. It is time to show you one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. The modular miner. Let me just set it up properly. I want to make sure it's aligned and all that sort of stuff. Feast your eyes on this. You will see these dotted all over the map. This is the modular miner. Wow. Is that amazing or what? I mean, the detail is just, it's really something. It is really, really something. So the thing is, though, they don't work by themselves. They need a module. So as you can see, we can insert it right there. See the red hologram? Red meaning I don't have enough screws, of course. It's only screws, by the way. So just get used to that as we go here. So it inserts right there. Hook it up to the power. Will my power hold? Yeah. Seems to be doing okay. And as you can see with the blue light right there, see the blue light that I'm aiming at? That shows that it's a MK1 module. And now I am producing steatite, but you want to see something even cooler? Look at the new UI. This is a handcrafted UI for the mod. So each of these outputs are giving off 60 because it's a pure node, combining to of course, create 120. And we can go ahead and insert it right in there. And here comes the steatite. These models right here are actually in Satisfactory originally. They changed the ores a while back to look like this, but I can see why they changed it back, or they changed it to the ones we have now, because these are, although they look really cool, they're quite busy visually. So we've got 60 coming in, and once we get our splitters, we'll have 60 coming out. So let's go ahead and grab what we have here. Nice, 25 concrete. Got ourselves some ingots. Look at that. Oh, that's so nice. I no longer have to handcraft anything, but I mean, look at what we got going here. Crazy start, right? I mean, look at the size of that thing. It's just so cool. So impressive. There is a link to the Discord, by the way, if you'd like to come in and compliment the artist for their work and just the team in general. They would love to have you. They're a really, really, really cool group of devs. So let's get the final hub upgrade because I really want to get those splitters going. And so that we can actually get our starter base going here. So what we're going to do, the general plan is we're going to have a sort of mini starter base where we're located right now, but we may actually end up moving to another location in the map to get an actual starter base going. Because again, the starter base is enormous. So we may need to move eventually, but I'll let you know when we do. Okay, we should have the remaining stuff here. We do. So with that upgrade, we got the sheet, that's right, and the biomass. Huh, we're gonna need a lot of that. So here comes the Fix-It Freighter. Come on down as we enjoy the daylight. Very nice. Go ahead and grab some more of these items. The game looks so good in the daylight. Wow, look at this. We're off to a really cool start here. By the way, these are the default KMods colors that we have on here. We'll probably change those a little bit later on. Let's check power. I want to see where we are. Oh, okay. Not bad. And are we running out of leaves? Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's not too bad. But, you know, we do have the biomass now. So let's see how quickly it takes. Oh, it's instant. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and go back there and just put the biomass in because it's just way more efficient. And I can go ahead and use the grass I just took out of there to keep making more of the biomass. So, milestones. Are you ready to see some of the insanity? So the first thing we're going to get here are the splitters. We just need to get this. It's huge. The simple conveyor belts here, this is how you make Mark II belts. If you noticed, the MK1 belts, they not only require iron plates, they require screws as well. So you actually have to make the belts. So this will be automated at some point, and then this is where we actually get our conveyor belts. So the conveyor belt MK2 is here, but the part that we need to make them is here. We get our chainsaw, solid biofuel, stuff like that. You've seen all this stuff already. Sand, which is interesting. This is where the windmill used to be. This will be replaced soon. Lead sheets. Where does that come from? Well, it comes from lead ingots, of course. If you thought that we were just going to have iron, copper, and tin, oh boy, were you wrong, because we get a new machine, the sorter. We will be going into that. We also get the foundry really early on to get bronze, a new type of ingot. That will eventually allow us to get zinc, another type of ingot. We'll have some advanced parts, and then we'll eventually get to smart plating in order to actually advance to the next tier. And this will be our next module here, the smelter module that we can put on the modular miner. So it actually smelts the ore. So before it even comes out of the output, it smelts it already for us. Probably at an inefficient ratio, but that's okay. So in the next episode, guys, we're going to get right into it. We're going to expand our base, get more power, and do many, many, many more things. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Stick with me. This is going to be an amazing journey. Thank you all so much. See you next time.